All right, let's talk about Alabama's two edge positions. You've got the Bandit, you've got the Wolf, and I think it's interesting because the news recently broke that LT Overton was going to be returning for another season. And then just, a few days later, you also get the news that Jah-Marien Latham, the other primary Bandit for Alabama this season, he was going to be coming back also. And that's great, but it also starts to make you question, okay, you added Kelby Collins from Florida out of the transfer portal. He feels like he's going to be a Bandit. I do think he sees some snaps on the interior situationally, but he kind of felt like a guy who would play Bandit. You had Jordan Renaud, who acted as the third Bandit this season. You're expecting him back. We've heard good things about Keon Keeley. He had played in the bowl game. That's another Bandit, another former five-star recruit. So how does Alabama make all this work? Well, on Wednesday, Bama Online reported that Jah-Marien Latham is going to continue to kind of do what he did towards the end of the year, which is he was dabbling in playing some Wolf, and then he pretty much strictly played Wolf for the most part in the bowl game against Michigan. And so it looks like that's going to continue. He's going to work on dropping weight. He was kind of close to 280 pounds this year, probably going to drop, I don't know, 10, 15, 20, 25 pounds. I mean, it could be, we'll just see where he ends up. But he is going to be playing Wolf, and I like that for a couple of reasons. Number one, we already talked about how loaded the Bandit position is. Not only do you have those guys that I already mentioned, but Cavante Henry, the JUCO player, he can either play Wolf or Bandit. And so with Jah-Marien Latham moving to Wolf full time, that could potentially allow Henry to play Bandit, even though I still think it's a pretty loaded up group, even without Latham. But for the Wolf, you were needing another experienced guy. You had lost Quandarius Robinson, you had lost Keanu Coote, Quay Russaw by this point. He's gotten plenty of experience. He's going to be ready to rock and roll next year. Yanze Pierre, he got his feet wet and did some good things situationally this past season. Former five-star recruit, going to be going into year 3. From what we saw, though, he's still not ready to be kind of an every down player. He can handle some of the responsibilities, the pass rush, the explosiveness, the twitchiness. All that stuff is there for him. I think he's athletic enough and has closing speed to where he can play, kind of that shallow off-ball linebacker that the Wolf is sometimes asked to do. But as far as holding up as like an early down edge, I still don't think he's there yet. Now, I think he'll make strides, even more strides in the offseason, because I do think he improved on that from last year to this year, but I still don't think he's a finished product on that front. So you've got him, you've got Noah Carter. Russaw is kind of a guy who can do both. He can stop the run. He provides a little bit, was a lot more effective as a pass rusher early on in the season. Then he had that knee injury. That slowed him down for a little while. Ended up earning his rollback, but never really was quite as impactful on the pass rushing front as he was in the first half of the season. And so you would fully expect him to, use the offseason, get closer to being 100% again, or getting back to fully being 100% again, whether that be in the spring, at some point. But he's going to probably be your primary Wolf, even though I do think you will see Latham quite a bit. I think you'll continue to see Pierre situationally, but you've now got 3 guys who have some experience at Wolf. You also have Noah Carter, like I mentioned, and you got Justin Hill. And that's a guy, I don't know where he's going to be at physically. I know he's got a lot of tools. I love his upside. He's got experience playing off the ball, just handling all the responsibilities of that Wolf. I think Justin Hill is going to be a phenomenal player on that front at some point. Will it be in 2025? We don't know. But I think with Latham returning and switching over to Wolf full time, that kind of gives you 3 options with Pierre, Latham, and Russaw. But you're still going to be loaded up at Bandit. You're still going to have Overton with experience. Kelby Collins is a guy that you're bringing him in. You're signing him for a reason. You expect him to contribute. You still have Jordan Renaud, who got his feet wet this past season. Very talented guy. And you've got Keon Keeley. So you still got plenty of options and bodies there. Even if you were to somehow lose one of those 4 guys, you're still in pretty good shape, in my opinion. But then also, Henry has that flexibility to play both. We just will have to wait and see. I was kind of penciling him in as a Wolf because of all these guys they did have coming back at Bandit and had added at Bandit. But now that Latham's going to be playing Wolf, part of me thinks, okay, it's a toss-up. It could be Wolf, it could be Bandit for Henry, so we'll have to wait and see. But it's just when you look at, would fans want more of an established pass rusher out there on the edge? Because Latham, he's not really a twitched-up guy. It's not really his game. Russaw, he's kind of a balanced guy. He does offer some as a pass rusher, but he's more of like a Courtney Upshaw, Ryan Anderson, Anthony Jennings type, where he can rack up some production out there. But is he going to be a guy when he goes to the NFL that's viewed as like this really twitched up edge that's going to, I think he's got some traits, don't get me wrong, but he continues to get bigger, stronger. He just feels like he's going to be one of those monster early down edge rushers who does actually offer something as a pass rusher as well. But is he the guy that you're looking for to be your full-time guy on that front? Probably not. But I like where the position stands. I love the news of Latham making the move to Wolf. I think it's the right call for right now. And then if something were to happen and injury started to hit at Bandit, and you're getting production out of Russaw and Pierre's coming on, and maybe Justin Hill is ready to provide some depth at Wolf, maybe you could switch Latham back. But for now, I think it's the right move, and I think Alabama will benefit from it both defensively and as a team.